Hey gamers, today we're going to look at Sultaniya. Let's check it out. Setup for the game is very simple. You're going to have your pile of gems here, each level of palace deck cards there, your bonus deck cards over to the side. You're going to give 2 out to each player. You're going to put your genies on the corners there, doesn't matter where they go. Your markers in the middle of the score track, the magic carpet score track. Each player is going to get a player board, and these are completely reversible too. So you can play as Aladdin or Sinbad or Jafar, you know, a lot of neat little players here, but let's play with this lady here. You'd put it down there, and then you would assign 2 little in-game bonus points, bonus objectives here, and put them on the corners there. Now, you can look at them, but you can flip them down so the other players won't know, and basically it just scores you extra points in the game. For instance, she's going to get extra points for windows and extra points for guards on one level during the game. The instruction manual tells you what all of the backs mean, but it is kind of confusing at first when you're playing it to figure out what's what. And you need to remember what it is. You can always look under here and remind yourself what it is you're scoring more bonus points for, because if you don't, you may forget. Now, each player also has different objectives on their board. Now, it's always the same here. Whoever has the most guards will get points. But here they have different objectives. As you see, she scores on windows, obelisk, and arches. What someone like this guy, Alibaba, would score. He scores on towers, obelisk, and spires. You have other people like this guy here. He scores on palm trees as well. So it's not always the same thing that you're scoring on, even though it is on guards. Guards are people who you'll find on towers, kind of like, well, where's Waldo? There's a guard right there. For an action, you can take a stack of tiles, put out 3, and then choose 1 that you want to use. And so, for instance, if I wanted to choose one, I would choose this one. Now, when you choose something, if you ever see this little emblem right there, that means you're going to get a blue gem. So I'd add a blue gem there and add this one. Why did I get this one? Because it has a window, and as you see, I'm getting windows. I'm getting points for windows in my game, plus I'm getting I'm getting more bonus points for windows in my game, so I definitely want to stack up on windows. Now, it has to stack up and match to the next section. For instance, if you look at this one, and these are completely reversible on both sides here, I couldn't put it here because it's half a door there. I could flip it over and put it right there to make that whole door there. Now, one thing, you can never build out past the edge of your board. These question mark, the in-game bonus points here, those goal objectives count as the boundary, so I can't place any more here, and I could not place one here because it would jut out too far. So that's the boundary line of how you can build. And you're basically building these kind of like stacked a little bit, staggered a little bit here. For instance, this one would go on top of that, and as you see, it kind of connected there, which if I put it here, it would not connect to anything, it couldn't go there. But as you see, it kind of stacks in the middle of that, and then I couldn't put another one out because that would jut past that bottom card there. So basically what you're doing is you're picking cards and stacking your pile. Now, any cards that are already out remain out. Like you couldn't, for next turn, someone couldn't say, okay, let me put a third one out here so I could choose. No, they have to either choose one of these 2 or, you know, pick another stack. But once they're all picked, then someone can grab 3 and then put them back out. Now, also on your turn, you can just choose to pass and collect 2 blue gems. Now, what are blue gems for? Well, those are for the genies there. The game calls them gens, but come on, they're genies. What each genie does? Well, if you were to pay 1 blue gem, and these gems are really nice here, if you play 1 blue gem, you get the blue genie. And he will, for 1 gem, let you discard these cards, or any cards in any stack, to the bottom of the pile and then deal out 3 more. So if you don't want to wait for all 3 of them to be taken before you can do another one, or no one can really use one of them, then you can use your blue genie and he'll grant you that wish. And any genies go on your board because at the end of the game, some people do get bonus points. There are some cards in here allow you bonus points for whoever has the most genies in their area. But anyway, that's what the blue genie does. Now, for 2 blue gems, you can get the red Genie. And what the red Genie does is he allows you to switch out one of the tiles in your palace with another one, or just eliminate one altogether. So for instance, maybe I saw this arch. Well, man, I really want that arch. If I could have put that arch there instead, you know, like that would have given me oh, and look at that. I had to switch that around to match that up with that. Ooh, didn't see. You got to be careful about that, because sometimes you will, you know, just not even see that these tiles haven't matched. But instead of that, maybe I want to get an arch, because an arch would have given me 6 points, where this one doesn't give me much. Well, I can summon for 2 blue gems the red Genie, and I can take this card, bump this one out, and switch it out for this one, which is going to score me more points at the end of the game. Thank you, red Genie. Or you can, for 2 blue gems, hire the green Genie. And what the green Genie will let you do, he'll let you build 2 tiles at once. So maybe you want a big back-to-back, you know, big scoring thing here, and you say, man, I want to put, I don't know of an example here, but oh, no, here we go. Let's say I wanted 2, and let's say this one was out here. Man, I would like to have both of these, so I do 1, and then 2, and then I got both. That's going to give me 3 points at the end of the game too. But to do that, I had to summon the green Genie. Now, finally, for 3 blue gems, very expensive, is our yellow Genie. Our yellow Genie will let you go through the entire deck of tiles, your choice, and you get to thumb through there and pick the one you want. Ooh, look at that. That's another 3 points for me. I'll pick that one and then add it to your stack. Now, of course, he is the most powerful Genie, and that's why he costs 3. Now, the game ends when a player reaches the very top here. And as you see, 3rd level cards are depicted by the green here, and 4th level cards, the 5th level cards are depicted by the sky. And you see, sometimes you can get like 4 gems. That's really good. Or this one gives you 4 victory points at the end of the game, just placing it down. So anyway, whoever builds, the first one to build 5 rows on this top, on their top level, that ends the game. You finish out the round, you know, so if the first player did it, then everyone would finish out their round, and then you would score. You'd score all your victory points down here, any in-game points that you had, you would reveal and count those as well. You'd use this score tracker to move around the board like that, and whoever has the most victory points at the end wins. Final thoughts, what do I think about the game? Well, you know what, folks? I'm not much for tile placement games or tile laying games. I really don't like them that much. This is an exception to the rule. I really did enjoy this one. I was actually pleasantly surprised by it. The pieces, of course, look really nice. The only complaint I have is those in-game bonus cards. They are very hard to understand, and the instruction manual doesn't do a good job explaining them. It took us a while to kind of understand what each one does, but that's my only complaint. Other than that, it's a very simple game. You have a beautiful palace that you've built. I love how the player boards are different. They're double-sided. They're different. So each time you play it, you have different goals and objectives you have to meet, and it's not the same as the other players always. The first time we played, I had no idea we were going for different things. I thought, man, I'm going to kill this guy, and he ended up beating me because he was getting stuff that was applying to his board and his secret objectives, and I didn't realize that. I was like, man, he passed up another tower. That's a point for him. He wasn't getting points for towers. He was getting points for arches and stuff, and I wasn't. I got an arch too. I thought, oh, it's 6 points for an arch. Let me get an arch. I didn't even look down on my player board. Such a moron. But anyway, really fun game. You can actually get this pretty cheap too. So to be honest, I think it's well worth your time. I got it, and I don't even like tile placement games. All right, folks, that's it for now. Until next time, make 3 wishes.